Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Sagittarius October 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, first thing up is as far as October goes, the Sun will be in Libra from the 1st until the 23rd. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on friends, acquaintances, goals, aspirations, one's future, groups, clubs, organizations, even stepchildren if applicable, and even money made from a business if that applies as well. Now, given that this is Libra energy, this may be done with a lot of balance, a lot of equilibrium, dispersing of energy evenly, and it could even be in some cases, this could be done with a lot of refinement. And I mean, there could, in some cases, that there could be a focus on very Libra-like aspirations, such as art or like graphic art design or sculpting, drawing, painting covers a wide divergence of things as far as art goes, something with the law, or even something, anything Libra related, even a sport that requires balance like tennis or gymnastics. And this could shine the light, so to speak, on a Libra stepchild or friend or an acquaintance. It really, it could be a Libra Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Libra characteristics. Next thing up. Well, as far as October goes, the Sun will be in Scorpio from the 23rd until the 31st, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, there could be a strong focus, concentration of energy and attention on one's restrictions, limitations, self-undoing, hidden adversaries, solitude, seclusion. Some cases it could be hospitalization, isolated cases it could be of a mental illness, and simply on those that could be less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, or the hungry. And also in secret sorrows as well in some cases. Now, given that this is Scorpio energy, this could be done with a lot of secrecy. I mean, you're in the 12th house anyways, it could be very secretive, but even more so, given that it's in Scorpio energy, it could be done with a lot of guile, especially as far as hidden adversaries may go at this time, trying to weed them out, people that might be posing as friends and are actually enemies in disguise, done with a lot of going through subterfuge, going through superficiality, done with a lot of passion and emotional intensity, resourcefulness, and in a very willful, intractable manner. You're talking about a very, Scorpio fixed sign, of course. Now, in some cases, this could shine the light, so to speak, on a Scorpio hidden adversary. It could be a Scorpio Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Scorpio traits. There could be a focus in some cases on a Scorpio, like mental illness in isolated cases, such as some kind of compulsive obsessive disorder, or any mental illness that might have some connection with some kind of obsession with power, or anything that could be obsessive just in general. So anyway, well, the next thing up is there will be a full moon in Aries on October 13th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, well, one way this may manifest, this could be about the completion of some kind of Aries thing that was something connected with fun, amusement, or enjoyment. It could be a combat sport such as karate, boxing, judo, or even playing Warcraft, or any kind of military or combat game. It could be also a time too where, you're talking about when a full moon in astrology can be about revelations and unveilings. Now, in some cases, this could be about the revelation or unveiling of some kind of an Aries love. It could be an Aries Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Aries characteristics. And it could be a time too, when you're talking about full moons in astrology, it could be a time where one becomes tired and exasperated and full of something. It could be where one may be tired, exasperated, full of an overly aggressive, assertive, combative, argumentative, disputatious, overly pushy. It could be a child, it could be a lover, maybe even somebody that you're friendly with, that you share some kind of hobby with, or you're involved in some sport with. It could be the end of some kind of, again, a combative sport. I mean, sports is the fifth house, or even just being overly really maybe very spontaneous, quick love, romantic liaisons. Aries could be very quick, spontaneous, but very impatient energy. And maybe it's time where you want something that has a little bit more substance and more persistence with it as far as the love department goes. Could even be the end of some kind of, even something connected with like sports speculation, or some kind of it could be gambling. This is the fifth house. And anyway, or even very impulsive gambling in general, since we are talking about Aries. So anyway, next thing up, there will be a new moon in Scorpio on October 27th. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So one way this may manifest, this could be about the start of doing something Scorpio related in solitude and seclusion. It could be something connected with the astrology, the occult, supernatural. It could be learning locksmithing, just some kind of problem solving in general. It might even be some investigating that you do very covertly at this time. And even at this time, you might be trying to it might be a start of doing some probing into your limitations, your restrictions. This could be some new period of some kind of very deep introspection at this time as well, Sagittarius. But in some cases, sadly, it could also be the beginning of the start of some new Scorpio hidden adversary. And a lot of this, I mean, it could be a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Scorpio characteristics. It could be a lot of this could be predicated and dependent on aspects as makes the points in your chart. Of course, an adverse aspect to your, like say, your natal Saturn. I mean, that could be something that could be connected with some kind of sorrow or despondency. And really, and so that could be one example, or even an adverse aspect to your natal Pluto, because Pluto is a planet of crisis, and it can be nefarious. So you understand what I said. So it could be something new. It really, like I said, a lot of it depends on the aspects it makes the points in your chart. But what I'm saying about a new hidden adversary could be very isolated. Some cases it could be about really, I mean, you're talking about the 12th house. You could be rekindling. I mean, 12th house could be an aunt or an uncle, and could be the rekindling of a connection with the Scorpio aunt or uncle. It could be a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies those traits. And could also be, another way this may manifest, could be about the start of really helping others that really are less fortunate than yourself, or have difficulty helping themselves, with a lot of willful, passionate Scorpio energy, and with being very resourceful, perhaps in the process as well, done with a lot of emotional intensity, and willing to transform those people such as their lives. So anyway, next thing up. Well, Mercury will be in Libra as far as October goes, from the 1st until the 3rd. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, well, one way this may pan out, this could be the start of very diplomatic, tactful, peaceful conversations, or a period, I should say, of tactful, polite conversations, diplomatic conversations and communications with friends, acquaintances, stepchildren if applicable, and also weighing a lot of pros and cons in 11th house matters. There might be also a period where you're somewhat ambivalent and indecisive regarding your future at this time. But as I've stated in previous videos, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Libra characteristics that might figure prominently in your future, your goals, your aspirations. It could be matters with your friends, and even in just your future in general, or even matters with stepchildren if applicable. could also be about the communication of Libra, like goals and aspirations, such as, anything with art, such as graphic art design, drawing, sculpting, painting. Could be something with the law. Could be being a bailiff, a judge, an attorney, doing something associated, anything that could be Libra related. So anyway, hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. Anyway, next thing up. Well, as far as October goes, Mercury will be in Scorpio from the 3rd until the 31st. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, one way this may manifest, this could be about a lot of very secretive conversations, ones that are very incisive and probing in solitude and seclusion, people that are prominent in your private life. You might be talking about ways you can transform the lives of those less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, and the hungry. But you may be likely less loquacious than usual at this time, since we are talking about Mercury and the 12th house of restrictions and limitations. And as I've stated in previous videos, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Scorpio traits that might figure more prominently. It could be matters with secret sorrows and limitations, restrictions, hidden adversaries, matters with self-undoing. The thing about this too is that a lot of, depending on aspects, they could either perhaps be beneficial in those ways, or maybe to your detriment. An adverse aspect to your natal Saturn could indicate they might actually be more to your detriment, because Saturn, of course, it can be connected with dejection and despondency, sadness, and even restriction or some kind of sorrow. Now, or if a positive aspect, a sextile trine your natal Jupiter, it can go the other way, of course. It might actually be more auspicious in those matters. So, and also you might be thinking very deeply and wanting to go, think about going beyond subterfuge and superficiality in order to weed out hidden adversaries at this time. So, anyway, people, next thing up. Well, Venus will be in Libra as far as October goes, from the 1st until the 8th. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, one way this may manifest, Sagittarius, if you are unattached, you may connect with a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Libra characteristics. It could be somebody that might figure prominently in your goals, your aspirations, even your future in general. And also, it could be somebody that may have been a friend and then escalated to something stronger. Now, also, too, this could be about really valuing balance, fairness, tact, diplomacy in matters with friends, with acquaintances, and also valuing perhaps balance and equilibrium regarding your goals and aspirations, doing a little bit of putting a little bit of energy, say, in one goal and another, and some more in another, not going too much on one in contrast to the other as far as what you're trying to accomplish, and the energy perhaps even put into these things. So anyway, and also too, this could be about spending a fair amount of money on 11th house matters, whether it could be friends, acquaintances, it could be some kind of group, club, or organization. And also in some cases, this could be about the enjoyment of Libra-like things with friends and acquaintances, people that you know in some group, club, or organization. It could be even playing tennis or gymnastics, those are about balance, or even playing Jenga, that's about balance as well. Anything that could be Libra related. Even negotiating with them, maybe that is something you might actually even enjoy. But anyway, last but not least, Venus will be in Scorpio as far as October goes, from the 8th until the 31st. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, Sagittarius, well, you might, in some cases, this could be about a clandestine connection with a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Scorpio characteristics, or it could even be with a Scorpio person that might figure prominently in some kind of, perhaps in aiding you in your limitations, your restrictions, But at the same time, also guard against valuing things that are connected with being revengeful or vengeance or being vindictive or jealous. This could be your own self undoing at this time. This is the house of self undoing. And remember, the 12th house is also the house of secret sorrows. It could be a time too for you at this time, Sagittarius, where you might enjoy doing Scorpio things in solitude and seclusion, whether it could be sex or it could just be doing something connected with something Scorpio related, such as recycling or some kind of transformation, such as rebuilding a vehicle in solitude or seclusion, or something with the occult, astrology, supernatural learning, locksmithing, anything that could be Scorpio related. But it could also be about valuing resourcefulness, emotional intensity, passion, and also and also valuing the ability to transform perhaps those people that can be less fortunate than yourself, that have difficulty helping themselves, such as the hungry, the impoverished, the oppressed, and the homeless. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Sagittarius October 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Sagittarius October 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.